and I was like, we should move to Korea.
I felt like I was like, okay, let's do it.
But then when we came here, it was like,
안녕하세요. 저는 스웨덴에서 온 카이사
Cornelia-입니다. Hi, I'm Cornelia and I'm studying Korean here in Seoul and I really like to play soccer.
Hi, my name is Josephine. I'm 24 years old and I also study Korean here in Seoul.
Hi, my name is Kaisa. I'm 23 years old. I like cinematography and I study Korean here in Seoul.
We're family.
Yeah.
We are sisters.
And I'm the aunt. My older sister married their father.
That's how we know each other.
That's how we know each other.
The first time we met, it was Easter. They came over to my house and we had Easter dinner. And that's the first time we met.
Yeah.
My first impression of Cornelia, I don't really remember, but she was with a friend. I thought they were kind of weird.
Well, I'm a very outgoing person and I think that scared you.
The first time we met, I remember her sister, that's like my stepmom, she was like, oh, you should go and be friends with her. And I was like, I don't want to. And then you two disappeared up to your room. And I was just downstairs by myself.
I've always had very easy making friends. I tried very hard, I guess.
Yeah, I always say that it feels like Josephine kind of just like adopted me. She just forced me to be her friend basically until we really liked each other.
She was very hard to get to know. Then we became friends on the wedding day.
Yeah, we moved to Korea 8 months ago.
February 14th. So that's about 8 months, yeah.
I was like a little bit into K-pop, especially like Girls' Generation. But like it wasn't cool back then, so it was just all secret. Like I didn't tell any friends. I was just listening at home. I think my mom knew I listened to them.
Well, you introduced it to me
Yeah.
as well.
You showed me like a few performances. But
Can't remember that.
it was a secret.
Apparently not. And then I moved to Australia a couple years back and I made a couple of Korean friends there. But like I never really thought about ever going to Korea.
We learned about Korea obviously in school, but I was always a bit unsure if it was North or South Korea. Well, I'm here because of these two.
Well, it's the same. I've always known Korea existed, I guess, but it wasn't until recently that I actually started to dig in more into it because I read somewhere that Korean language is the most logical language and very easy to learn. That was a lie.
So hard.
I'm guessing because of that I decided to, well, okay, let's try it. Because of COVID, I lost my job in Sweden. I had two options, either start studying something new or try to find a job, which was very difficult because no one really hired during COVID. So I decided I will try to study something instead, but then I couldn't figure out what I wanted to study, what can I do, and then actually talked to a friend that studied Korean here in Korea before, and she was like, oh, you can go there and study Korean, I guess. And I was like, I'll try that then.
But then you didn't want to go alone.
Yeah, no.
Yes. I was like, I remember we were sitting and talking and I was like, maybe we should learn a language. And I was like, we should move to Korea. And they were like, no.
Like we were watching YouTubers that lived in Korea and we were like, what would happen if we would go there? What would we do? Yeah, and then we started, we were just like joking about it. Oh, let's go. Yeah, let's do it next month. And we were just, and then that joke, basically, it just became a plan and then we just did it.
For me, I was already studying to become a teacher, but I thought it was really boring. I didn't really know where my life was heading and I didn't like the direction of it. So I felt like it's me something new.
I feel like it took you the longest.
Yeah, it took me about 2 weeks.
2 weeks from
It took me so long, about 2 weeks to decide.
I decided like straight away.
Yeah, I feel like,
we gotta go.
yeah, I felt like I was like, okay, let's do it pretty quickly. But
I spoke to an older friend. She said, if you have the opportunity to live in another country, you should take it because you grow a lot as a person. That kind of also made me want to go more.
Yeah. I thought because we watched so much YouTube, they say, oh, Koreans don't really speak English that well. And because of that, I'm guessing we were a little bit nervous. But then when we came here, it was like basically everyone speaks English, or we can at least get ourselves understood.
I feel like because we went together, like all the three of us, I feel like it was less scary with the language barrier and the culture difference. But because we were going together, it often felt fine. Oh no, let's just do it.
Okay, this is a good story. Our dad and his wife were very excited at first. We were like, oh, we're moving to Korea. And they're like, oh, really?
No, we were talking. We said, we are thinking of maybe moving to Korea. And they were like, oh, that sounds fun. But when it became a real plan, they were like, should
Are
you?
you sure?
Should you?
Can't you wait a year?
Save some money.
And then when we told our mom, she
Yeah.
was just straight up, no.
She was like, you're not
You're
going.
not going. That's not a good idea.
Yeah.
You should stay.
But
But
then-
then we obviously ignored it. I went anyway.
No.
We gave her more details and that we
Yeah.
actually thought it through. And then she was like, okay, I get it. And now
Yeah.
she's 100% aboard.
She's like, oh, when can I come and visit?
For my dad first, he was like, okay, I hope it's only like an idea.
I think when we actually told our parents, we already applied and got into school.
Yeah.
It was already happening.
We waited a little bit because we thought they wouldn't be too excited. I mean, they're fine with it now.
Yeah.
Asking when you were coming home.
Yeah.
I don't really know what it was, but we felt so drawn here. As soon as the thought like came, we were really inspired.
So I really want to do like get into YouTube and that sort of thing. But also like the more we watched on YouTube, like people being here and experience things, we were like, oh, we want to experience that too. And like imagine knowing the language, that'd be so cool. A lot of parts that just came together.
Well, not the weather.
It's so hot.
Not the weather. I mean, everyone told us like, oh, you're gonna hate the summers because it's warm and it's humid. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And then summer came and I was like, oh, yeah, got it. Okay, I should have believed you more.
Yeah, because like I lived in Australia and it was really hot there too. But when I got here, the heat was just different. And I was like, what are you saying? Australia is not humid compared to this.
But we like spring.
Spring was nice.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to winter.
I'm actually like pleasantly surprised over that people are so nice and helpful. I feel like people said that they wouldn't be that, but I feel like just everywhere people are like they're going out of their way to help you. People, I think it's my favorite. Yeah.
You should tell your story.
Well, I have a fun experience. I was walking home from school. We always had to pass this elementary school. And I was just walking by per usual, and this dad with his daughter comes up to me and he's pushing his daughter to talk English with me. He's like, oh, hello, now you can speak English. And I was like, saw the fright in her eyes. So I was like, hi, what's your name? And she was just looking at me and I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit down so she can whisper in my ear. So she did. So we talked for a little while, and after we talked, the dad was asking me like, oh, can I just take a picture of you two together? And I was like, yeah, sure, we can take a picture, it's fine. So we take a few pictures and then he says thanks and goes away, and the other mom comes up to me and asks if she can take a picture with me and her son. Sure, we can take pictures. And I think I have no idea how many pictures I took with different children, but I was in front of that score for maybe 20 minutes. People literally queued to take a picture of me, and I don't know if that was just because I wasn't Korean or if they thought I was famous. I will go with the famous part. Yeah. Yes, thank you.
We want a career, I guess that's our goal at the moment.
Yeah, so like we would like a career so that we could stay because we love the country. But like obviously we would like to do some traveling and stuff. I want to experience the culture. Hi guys, thank you so much for watching today. If you want to see more of us, we have a YouTube channel, Big Girls. You should check it out and see you. Bye.